Working out hard every day to be the best I can. I shifted to the right, shifted to the left, hunker down low and reach high to the sky. Got my rhythm down pat, so they say. I'm looking like a winner in every way. So when I hear somebody say, what a horse, I know they're talking about me, of course. And I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. I'm a prime example of a Tennessee walker, a high-stepping, fast-walking Tennessee talker. I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday.
Welcome to this edition of Water Horse, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jerry Williams and Jerry Harris, and now you do your job.
We'll be right back after these messages. You did pretty good. We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome to where the 5 to 9 more than makes up for the 9 to 5. To where you check your troubles, along with your coat. And days are made, even at 10 at night. Welcome to the best time you've ever had, since the last time you were here. To old friends, new experiences, and forgotten cares. Welcome to where life moves at the speed of you. Welcome to Sam's Town Tunica Hotel and Gambling Hall by Boyd. Welcome to where you want to be.
When asked why I go with light tube, well, the answer is pretty simple. In 1946, a company was formed to provide phone systems and nurse call systems at an affordable price. That company would continue to grow. In 2000, that communication team realized the dot-com bubble would provide power, flexibility, and efficiency to house voice-over internet phone services. So they built their own platform and installed their first voice-over IP system in 2001. While Host My Calls was getting started in 1946, a year later, in 1947, saw the beginning of the Tullahoma Utility Authority. They would start providing electric power to homes and businesses throughout the entire Tullahoma area. In 1977, as more services were needed, the current building was built to provide both power and water to meet the needs as Tullahoma's growth continued. And in 2008, Tullahoma would venture into the world of fiber optics and start providing the strongest internet service in the area at affordable prices. With the history of these two companies providing dependable service, selecting Light Tube for Host My voice, text, and video to run over was an easy choice. Call today, 931-581-4411, and start experiencing great communications.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
Can I do this now?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do this.
I'll go ahead and do my thing.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do this.
Let Freedom Ring will be Wednesday and Thursday night. Let me see here. Contact Margot Urad at 214-769-7379. Dean Baird, Jamie Lawrence, and Chris Zann will do the judging. Showtime each night, 6 p.m. Money Tree, call Kara Tisma, 678-576-1290. Judges, Scotty Brooks, Ross Campbell, and Mike Healy. Start time is 4 p.m. And then Saturday, Woodbury Lions Club. Boy, that's a long, God. July the 5th. This would be in Woodbury, Tennessee. Call Shane Gannon, 615-904-4395. Amber Zann will be the judge, and they start at 5. Boy, that's pretty neat. 6, 4, and 5. They
Yes.
kind of split it up there. What else we got? I wanted to talk about something because doing shows, I really think Columbia did. Callaway Dow put that show together. He did a good job because this weekend, 61% of there was 25 classes at one show that had. No, wait a minute. There was 16 one-horse classes at one show, and 31 at another. Of those one-horse classes, 25 were flat shot or racking. That's 61%.
Yes.
And to me, that's not very good at supporting those classes. I mean, it's just not. It's just it costs. You're looking at the entry fee that you lose, but the funds left over. And I was talking with a couple of people, and here's what we came up with. You enter online, right?
Yes.
You get sponsors before you ever have a horse show. Sponsorships, say 200 a class or up. So if by the time it comes to have the day of the show, and you don't have 5 entries in a class, don't have the class.
Yeah.
Just scratch it, move on, and to take the sponsorships and divide it amongst the other classes that do have 5 or more.
Yeah.
It'll stop it. It's just because a lot of people are complaining about the length of shows, and I understand that everybody wants a class, but when you don't have a horse, but one horse in the class, it's kind of like, and I love the way he put it. Bob Medina, bless his heart, he says, just think about it. If you win a one-horse class, you still finish last.
Yeah, you're right.
And I mean, that's a fact. There's nothing to winning a one-horse class.
Yeah.
So why even go in the ring? But now it is, and I'm sure you'll back me up on this, to be out there by yourself ain't easy.
No, it ain't, because everybody got their eyes on you.
Everybody's watching you. So there's a slight upside to it. But when it comes to the length of the show, being out late at night, it kind of bothers everybody.
Well, the thing of it, Jerry, when you putting that show together, just like you use Callaway Dow as an example, he went through there and he picked out classes, and he knew exactly how many classes he was going to have that night.
Yep.
And I mean, and it worked out well, because a lot of times you was at home before 10:30 every night. And I mean, it helps everyone, especially the ones that are at the barn. Now, it's different from an owner or whatever, because, he can sleep to 9 or 10 o'clock the next day or whatever. But now that person that working at that barn, that trainer and them guys that work there, I mean, you out there to 1 o'clock in the morning, and then you got to get back up at the barn next day at 6:30, 7 o'clock to work horses. And by the end of that week, you pretty tired.
Hey, you're more or less give
And so,
out.
but the class that Callaway had, they had a good show, successful show, and they was out there at a decent time.
And there's horses in every class.
And there's horses
it was
in every class.
exciting.
That's
That's
right.
one thing a lot of people talked about, is how exciting it was.
Yes.
Now, don't get me wrong. This weekend there was some exciting classes
yeah.
at both of these shows. Mm-hmm. They were 2 of the nights were on the same night, but it just drags on and on and on. I will say this: I got a text a while ago that Denny and Carol Missildine are already planning one for it's on the beach. Walking on the beach. I thought that was pretty neat. They're already looking forward to 2026.
Yeah.
So these are things people need to look at, because we used to have shows everywhere.
Oh yeah, we had shows everywhere.
Now we got shows here, and it gets clustered. You get on top of each other. So I'm glad to see people starting to think outside the box and do some different things.
One thing I want to do, and this is kind of off the subject, I just want to take my hat off to both HIOs They inspected this weekend.
Yep, they did a good job.
Both of them, they did a real good job.
I saw a lot of real good horses.
Yes.
Good gears. I didn't see any horses that was doing the hitch. Here and come. We saw a lot of good horses that we did.
Yes.
I do want to talk about this. Is something we have spoke about, and I asked a question the other day: how many horses entered in the celebration had sold before the celebration? And there was, I got a list, pretty good amount of horses. So this is something that I have talked to different people about, and we are looking into, is having 15 or 16 classes before the celebration. Every horse entered in the celebration, and every horse has a price tag on it. A lot of people, I've talked to several at the horse shows this weekend, they like the idea of being able to go to a show, have it judged, and know that if they want to buy that horse that's already entered into celebration, they don't have nothing to worry about. They're ready to go.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I've had a lot of positive comments, but I do want to say, if anybody listening or watching has something to say about it or a suggestion about it, my email is jerry@whatahorse.com. My phone number is 931-581-4411. You can give them your...
My phone number is 931-224-4191.
And we have talked to Callaway Dial about being the judge. He is a licensed judge. He's also a DQP. He's a ringmaster, and he is a show manager.
Yes.
So we have talked to him about being the judge, and he's ready. Now I want to eat crow and apologize for doing something that I didn't know I was doing. We were being attacked by a lady named Cindy Long. And I went back at her because the derogatory remarks she was making, it got to me. So I went back at her. However, I find out that we've got a Cindy Long in the walking horse industry that's a very lovely lady, a nice lady, and she shows flat shod horses. Here's a little clip of her. This is not the Cindy Long that was attacking our industry. This lady very much supports our industry. And since we went after her, I talked to some other people. We was trying to find out who the Cindy Long was, and everything about her has disappeared. I cannot find anything on Facebook about the other Cindy Long, just the remarks that she made.
Yes.
And I captured them, I photoed them, so I've still got them. But it just, people get on and they like to attack. They just don't like to take responsibility for what they say.
You're exactly right.
But I don't want anybody thinking it was that Cindy Long, because she is very much involved in the horse industry. And as Carrie Benedict told me, she said, that does not sound like the lady I know. Yes. And it wasn't. So that's just it. Now we're going to go to the youth VPs. We've got everything going this week. This is the Summer Splash. Miss Lizzie McGuire and Tim Smith, Robin and Bruce McDonald. This is the trio of Marion Gilded.
Yes, that's a nice horse right there.
Yes, it is. Bruce got a way of getting them good ones.
Bruce got a good way of getting some good ones.
Remember the first person that ever wore a hat like that right there? You know his last name for Collins.
Yeah.
I remember well, because everybody was saying, where do you get that at? And now it's a tradition, it looks like. Here's Honored in Texas and Bob Adcock. I tell you what, Bob has been, he's been on a pretty good roll this summer.
He got some good horses though.
But he supports the industry. He is one of us. One of us.
a real nice guy. I'm gonna tell you, he's
Always got that smile on his
got a
face.
smile on his face, and always speak wherever you see him at.
That's right. Shut up and deal. That's a good idea. Shut up and deal. I like it. Dick Peoples for Rising Star Ranch.
I'm gonna tell you, Dick is a good horse trainer.
Tell me about it.
I mean, he's been there and done that.
We got a lot of people that don't get credit.
Yeah.
And, you know, I may be wrong when I say this, but I had a lady ask me about it. Alex Luttrell is going to train horses. At least that's what I was told. I did not know that. Lady told me, she said, I'm going to try her. She said she had a cart that she could cart them. I said, hey, try anything once.
Yep.
I told her, I said, I know she can ride and I know she can show. So we'll find out now if she can train. There's honors roll call and Jeff Laughlin. Nice horse right there.
Oh yeah, it is a real nice horse.
Well, we figured that Robert would be on that horse, and he was. He showed that horse this weekend. All right. That's a good way to get everything started, ain't it?
Yep, it is.
I love these victory passes.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you know you're looking at a winner, no matter what. We've got papers all over this desk. I got to find where we're at now. We're going to go to the cancer show. This was a good show.
This was a good show.
352, the Hoss.
And there's the Hoss. I do like it. The Hoss.
The Hoss, 352, there's your class winner.
The Hoss. I guess everybody needs one.
I say you probably see this horse this weekend.
I believe so too. I believe we're going to see a bunch of these horses this
Yes.
weekend. They, it's just the way things have gone and everything that's happened. We've got a lot of good horses out there.
Yeah.
I like the way she did. She carried the flag at every night of Christmas in July.
Yes.
And it's the medalist in Ridge Cunningham. The little man's picking up where his brother left off.
Yeah, he's a good little rider.
Getting it done, that's all that matters. That is all that matters. He's a good little rider,
Oh
too.
yeah, he is a real good rider.
These kids learn quick now, I'm gonna tell you. They ain't like us. They have no fear. None at all. Here's Dorale for Evergreen Walking Horse Farm with Brad and Beard and Samantha Green in the saddle.
That's another little nice little horse right there.
Yes,
Horse
it is.
always in the ribbons.
He is. They can't get him out of the ribbons now. He's in there. That's for sure. That is for sure. Well, he's been good for years now. Just a good horse.
And that's a horse that anybody can ride.
Yep, that's what they said. They said anybody can ride that horse. Here's Title Defense.
It's another horse here that's always in the ribbons and
Yep.
always win a lot. Especially in this division right here.
Always there. Always there.
Virginia is a good person for this industry now, I tell you.
Well, she always, ever since she's been in it.
Yeah.
Right there's Cousin Bob. I like that horse.
I like that horse too. I always like that horse. And I tell you, Shane is getting along with it just as good as anybody that had it.
Yeah, he really is. You know, Jerry, to get off horses for a second, or on horses, we had that, the Walking Horse Industry filed a federal lawsuit challenging USDA disqualification rules on the 30th, that they're addressing the showback and they're addressing the scar rule, everything in this.
Okay.
I really like the showback and due process.
Yes.
And here's a mighty Jen and Mickey McCormick. I'm gonna tell you, that horse right there,
Yes.
he's gonna be in the hunt deep.
Oh, yeah.
Now he is. He won again this weekend. I was talking.
Nice little horse.
Yes, he is. I talked to Mike, and he said, "You've talked to me more in the last 3 or 4 weeks." I said, "Hey, you got good horses. What can I say? You got good horses. You'll be hearing from me. It's when you don't hear from me."
That's right.
But now he was good here. He was better in Lewisburg.
Oh, yeah.
He was looking just one right after another. He's looking real good. Okay, now we're going to go to the tennis show. That was a good show.
Yep.
They didn't do bad at all. That right there, I Be Smoking Joe. It's just one you have to contend with in that all-day pleasure or country pleasure. Both.
And if a person want to know what all-day trailblazer horse supposed to do, that's him right there.
That's it. All day or country, either one,
Yeah.
That's him. That is him in a nutshell.
That's a nice horse right there. You can ride that all day right there and don't get tired.
Oh, Lord, yeah. Ride it anywhere. He hits that little, just natural head shaking lick.
That's right.
I don't know about trainer of this one right here, though.
I'm gonna tell you, that little girl, Olivia, she loves to ride now.
Well,
she enjoys her.
She's doing it right.
And she does it right. And
She's doing it right.
she sits up, she looks in between that horse's ears, and she takes it serious.
She ain't looking around all over the place.
Handler of Shelbyville, the Kick and Chicken is our lead line.
And that's the biggest thing in that class, if you judge it right. That's what you're supposed to judge.
I know.
Yeah.
I see a lot of kids get out there, they want to look around, look at the crowd and everything. And I mean, they're just kids, but when one shows the discipline that one's showing,
Yes.
you gotta watch him.
That's right.
And here's Mayor Bill. I'll say it again, one of my favorite horses, because this is a do-all horse.
Yes.
Now he is. He's a do. You name it, and he's done it,
Mayor Bill and Waddell.
and still doing it. That's the thing about it. He's still doing it.
Lewis of Newville, Alabama. Dan Waddell and Mayor Bill, congratulations.
Dan has done real well with that horse, and if I'm not mistaken, that's one of his number one horses, because he was one that put meat on the table for a long
That's
time.
right.
I'm Charlie Black.
Right here,
Dahlia Smith Har is the only
your current world grand champion pony,
Charlie Black and Dahlia Smith Har.
and you can understand why by looking at that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get much better.
Nope, it don't.
I'm Charlie Black. Have you ever seen that movie, I'm Charlie Black? Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
Pony winner.
Dahlia Smith Har.
Rider from Manchester, Kentucky. Dahlia Smith Har and I'm Charlie Black. Wilhelm.
That's a nice horse there, real nice horse.
Starcatcher Farms.
I'm telling you, that one's only 4,
Yeah.
but now he is very well capable. Very capable.
At Starcatcher Farm, Tim and Missy Johnson of Boyce, Virginia. Wilhelm and Dan Waddell.
He's good. I know Dan's proud of him, and
Oh, yeah.
so is Missy Johnson. But that horse right there may have a destiny. he is flat walking.
Yep, he is. He's a real nice horse.
He gets it done. That's the main thing. Let me see where we're going now. We're going to go up to Putnam County.
Yes.
You ever been to Putnam County?
Yes, I have. I have a pretty good little show. Got a good place to have a show at.
Yeah. And bleachers, buddy, they're big now.
Yeah.
Ignite the Night and Ally Joe Jacobs, your all-day pleasure youth winner.
That's another nice little horse for that class, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And that's the type of horse, you know, him and the other horse, you know, these type of horses you want in that class.
That's it. I'd love to see just a pack of them.
Yes.
I remember one year down in Eagleville, Tennessee, there was 23. Here's Boone's Gin and Drew Graves from Mike Floyd, your 15-2 and under winner. That's another nice horse.
Yep.
But now Mike's got
He got some good horses.
He's got some good horses.
Yeah.
He got a good breeding stud too.
Oh yeah.
Right here is Miss Dixie Flyer, your light shod winner, and Ally Joe Jacobs. That young lady right there just wants a horse for any division.
Yeah.
Now she got quarter horses too.
She like horses, and that's what you call a real true horseman.
That's it. Nothing else. She just loves to ride.
Yeah, she likes to
now
ride.
She does. They got that little spotted horse she rides all over the farm on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she has to have something to do. Well, now it's your turn.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Looking for that perfect horse to suit your wants and needs can be very exhausting and discouraging. But once you find that certain horse, it all changes to joy and excitement. That's why the best place to look for your dream horse is the Equine Performance Horses sales site. We have a lineup of some of the best horses being offered for sale in the equine industry. Whether you're looking for that perfect trail horse, an extreme cowboy mount, or a winning show horse, find the one you desire at Equine Performance Horse sales site. Put a smile on your face, laughter in your heart, and fun in your life by visiting equineperformancehorse.com and find your next mount. To discuss a specific horse, call 931-224-4191 or 931-581-4411.
Hey Tennessee, Ross Chastain here, the guy who likes to smash watermelons on the front stretch at Nashville Superspeedway. But you know what I never smash? Safety rules. Racing's all about control, and the same goes for life on the road. So use your melon and don't mix drinking and driving. It's like trying to race with a busted engine. Be a pit crew hero, and if you've had a few, pass the keys to a sober friend, because we're all racing toward a safer Tennessee, and we want you there at the finish line.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
All right, welcome back. You know, we had two shows this weekend.
Yeah.
We had show inspecting in Shelbyville, and then Friday and Saturday, Curtis and his group, Curtis Pittman and his group, inspected in Lewisburg. I have heard nothing but positive comments across the board on the way horses were inspected.
Yes.
And the way they looked in the ring. That means a lot for both HIOs.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And because I'm a good friend of Curtis. I really like Curtis. Of course, I'm a show fan too.
Yeah.
But I'm a firm believer in one thing: if credit is due, give the credit.
Yeah, that's right.
No matter what you view about everything, give credit where credit's due. And Curtis Pittman does a good job. Show does a good job.
A good job too.
So,
Both of them doing a good job, and I thought this past weekend, both shows done.
Both shows did good.
Did a good
I'd
job.
take a horse in front of any of them.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go to Christmas in July, and we're going to lead off with something I think is fantastic. Each night, a young lady presented the flag.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome.
And each night, it was the same young lady on a different horse.
Christmas in July horse show.
And I thought it was pretty neat.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I did. I thought it was pretty neat, buddy. Because Allie Joe just wants to be involved in everything.
And you know the funny thing about this is I watched them come there, and Jake was hauling the horse trailer, and she had her own horse on the trailer each night, and she got it ready. She got it ready and got in the ring.
Well, he told me that if you don't watch her, she'll get every one of them out and have them in the cross ties down there doing all kinds of stuff. Now there's the second night.
Gentlemen, welcome
She's on a pony.
to the Ag Center here in Bedford County for our Friday performance of Christmas in July. Time to welcome in our presenters here this afternoon, and it's Allie Joe Jenkins. Born and raised in Murfreesboro and Christiana, Allie Joe's presenting the flag on Princess Jasmine this evening. Jasmine resides at Jacobs Farms and is proudly owned and trained by Allie Joe Jenkins.
And now here's her quarter horse.
Yeah.
Allie Joe and Buck.
As long as it's a horse.
Horse, that's right. That's what I'm saying. And that's what you call, to me, a true horseman.
Oh, yeah.
It don't care what kind of horse it is, you riding it and you're doing what it's supposed to do.
The only thing that bothers me, if Jake don't watch her, she's liable to end up at a rodeo trying to ride a Brucken Bronco or at the Kentucky Derby. And here she is. Goes from that to equitation.
Yes.
L's Predictive Storm and Allie Joe Jacobs.
11 and under, and that's going to be.
You can't help but love her.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You can't help
Allie
it.
Joe Jacobs of Murfreesboro making the nice ride there.
She does a good job, and now she works.
She works at
I know we brag on her all the time, but now she works. Nothing given to her. She gets out and works for you. Here's your 15 to and under class. This was a tough class right here. It wasn't no slouch. This is your amateur too. Bob Adcock took the blue with Kingpin. Say Cash and Susan Irwin was reserve. Shady and General, Jacqueline Upchurch, and He's Hot Sister Milligan finished out the ribbons.
Back to a flat walk. Now reverse.
There he is. He's just walking, buddy.
Yeah, that's what that horse is doing right there. That's a nice horse.
Tell you what, that Say Cash is off a good horse
yeah.
too. Now, he's a world champion last year.
Oh, yeah.
Susan does a good job of showing him.
The Kingpin.
Right there he is, a Kingpin, and Bob Adcock.
The owner exhibitor of
Good horse.
Lidditz, Pennsylvania. A Kingpin 210 is your class winner. Take a look here. What a nice
I really like that
combination.
outfit he had on. He had a coat and tie both. They matched.
Yeah.
Taking that blue ribbon
Thought that's pretty
back
slick.
to Lidditz, Pennsylvania.
A good horse. Here's your amateur 50 and over. And guess what? Look at there.
Oh, yeah.
Pick him out. You can pick that horse out of 100. Born a Maverick and Bob Adcock took the blue. Stick 'em up, and Donald Turner was reserve. The ringmaster, Tom Morgan, finished out the ribbons. But that Born a Maverick, telling you now.
Oh, he's a good horse.
Hey, he is just top notch all the way. He's 22-21 world champion.
Oh yeah.
Shoot, that horse is one good one. And there was 3 good horses in there.
Oh yeah, they had some good horses in
That's
there.
what I'm talking about, that competition that we have bred in this industry is unreal. A while ago, I was looking at old videos from back in the 60s and 70s. They can't, none of them, including world grand champions, all of them could not hold these horses a light to go by.
You're right.
Any one of these horses could have beat the horses, any of them back then, in my opinion.
Me and Wellington had that same conversation the other day.
Yep.
And he was talking about how his dad, Charlie Wellington, used to show horses, and now he's back showing, and that's what he was saying, that the horse is totally different, so much better now than he was
Lord, yeah.
back then.
Let me ask you something. What was the tallest horse to win the World Grand Championship up until the 60s? Born a Maverick and Bob Adcock to the blue here, amateur 50 and over.
I know Mountain Man was pretty good size.
Yeah, but Shaker Shocker was 17 hands.
Okay.
That was one video. I saw that on Facebook. That got me started on looking up these others. Bob, you're the man, buddy.
Oh, yes.
Right here, 2-year-old Stallion Extravaganza. Well, this one right here, the one that won it, he looks like a clone. Malone and Tim Smith for Bruce and Robin McDonald took the blue. Country Commander and Jerry Graves was reserved for Jansen Patterson. I Am Honorable, Thomas Derrickson for Charles Glegren. Popvich, Michael Wright, Kegel and Wright. Shady O'Grady, Dan Waddell for George and Kim Lewis. And Graymere, Bill Calloway for J.C. Booth. Graymere, that can't be Meyer, that's Mirror. I like that Malone.
Oh, yeah.
I do, that's a good one. I like that Shady O'Grady. I do. You watch all these horses were good.
Oh, yeah. They had some good horses in this class right here. Some real good.
Chase, we're doing the show.
They had some real good horses in that class.
Yes, they did. I didn't see a slouch. Now, I didn't. I seen some, to me, that were better than others.
Yeah.
But I seen a lot of good horses. Malone and Tim Smith for Bruce and Robin McDonald. That class right there was just an example.
Oh, yeah.
Tough right there,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah.
That is tough. Make you want to buy one.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
All right, here's your 3-year-old Stallion Ryder Cup. A brother's honor. And Bill Calloway took the blue for Bob Adcock. I'm going to have trouble with this. Yakuza. Drew Graves for Rick and Marla Lovett. He's highest honor, Tim Smith for Jason Patterson. Walk Time Master, Sam Martin for Rocky Bolden. Renovated Ritz, Dan Waddell for Thomas Holton. Jose's Goat, Thomas Derrickson, Keith and Angela Hayes. Cold Blue, R.M. Kelly, Dr. George Wright family. And I'm Great, Jesse Barnes for Jerry and Becky Myatt. Now that class right there, full of good horses.
That's right.
Now, I'm telling you, we've got some great horses. There's no doubt about it. You can look long, you can look short, you can look whichever way. We've got some great horses, some really great horses.
Yep. Some nice horses in that class.
All right, take that big seat, let them walk on, get ready, walk, please. Brothers Honor.
Right there he is, a brother's honor. And Bill Calloway.
There go Bob again. He got some nice ones now.
Hey, I give credit for Bob, and I appreciate Bob's support.
Oh, yeah.
Without our sponsors, we couldn't go to the places we go, and believe me, some of these messages that I get from overseas, like in the KK and all that. I mean, some of them people, they talk about these horses and wonder how we go through our inspections and stuff. I mean, we've got people that love this horse worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
You're right.
All right, now we're going to go to, we got one from Walking from Angels that I'm going to do, and he's a repeat winner. This horse right here, the trainer and the horse, I believe is in the running for the big stakes.
Oh, yeah.
I know Mickey's been in this industry a long time, but if you watch that horse right there, each time he's shown him, he's got better and better and better. And he was on target in Lewisburg, Tennessee.
Yeah.
His name is a Mighty Gin. Mickey McCormick's in the irons for Mike Floyd, Columbia. A Mighty Gin.
Yep. When I talked to Mike, I told him, I said, Mike, I really do. We've got some great horses, some real good ones, and that right there is one of them. So we're gonna see come celebration time. We're gonna see who's up for the task.
Yep.
In the big oval.
You're exactly right.
All right, now I'm gonna ask you a question. You want to? You want me to?
You do it this time. Let me see what.
My name's Jerry Williams. We'll be right back after these messages. How's that?
You done okay. You done okay. You ain't like me though, but you all right.
I'm just gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Let's take a commercial break. How's that?
Yes.
All right. We'll be.
This place, where you grew up, where your memories were made, and where your dreams were born, where your neighbors stop to say hello, and where you're always welcome to stay a while, where your Fridays are spent under the lights, and where Saturdays are made for the water, where you can feel good about a hard day's work and take pride in a job well done, where small business makes a big impact, and home is always a sight for sore eyes. And where the best things in life, well, the best things in life are the little things. Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Power in community.
The Tennessee Walking Horse is rapidly becoming the horse of choice when selecting a great ride for the family. If you're looking for a smooth, easy ride on the trail that will take you through hills and streams or an obstacle course competition, the versatility of the Tennessee Walking Horse will stand out by showing its willingness to learn and its smooth, easy, steady gait through the course. If it's a competitive show horse you're looking for, the Tennessee Walking Horse is the perfect family horse by young and old. Whether it's flat shot or padded performance classes for an amateur adult or youth, a walking horse is the horse of choice. The Tennessee Walking Horse is perfect for every equestrian division. Also, remember one simple truth.
If you ride one today, you'll own one tomorrow. That's a fact.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
More of What a Horse coming up.
All right, we are going to show some victory passes from last year on the 4th of July. But while we're showing them, we're not going to be talking about them that much. We're going to be talking about things that are happening in the industry, especially on the lawsuit that was filed on the 30th of June, because this is very important coming up to celebration time, and this is a good time to file it, and for them to know that they have asked that this be addressed before the celebration. That way people need to realize at one time a horse could show back. However, because the USDA couldn't tell the difference between a horse that they had turned down and one that they hadn't turned down, they decided no more showback.
Yes.
And it wasn't because of our horse, it was to protect their image. And I'm glad that it's being addressed now, because it's important that it's addressed now. That, and also the foreign substance, you know, I mean, it is what it is, but the SCAR rule, their interpretation of a SCAR rule is very lacking.
Yes.
In big time, simply because they don't, I'm trying to think of a very nice way of saying this. Sometimes there's no sense to it.
Yeah.
Like when they called you out on a horse that had a field scar on the knee.
Yeah.
And I believe what was it you were accused of doing? Blistering that horse?
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, it just does not coincide with what's actually happening in the horses they're seeing.
Yeah.
So some of the questions that was asked is, when will the court rule on this lawsuit? And that's when they're asking them to rule or answer it before August 20th. Now, in here, they've also asked for an injunction, which I think that may very well be the key to the showback and everything, is we can't get due process. So if we have it to where this injunction against turning them down for the SCAR rule, or allowing them to come back and saying they can't disqualify them for the entire celebration, then that will help. It'll help everybody. It'll help people show, it'll help the trainer, and it'll help the celebration on the entries.
That's right.
So everybody's a winner on this. And besides that, from the way our horses are looking right now, the condition they're in, I don't see anybody having a problem at getting in the celebration. I really don't. Now, after saying that, I'd like to talk to people and let them know we are wanting suggestions or whatever about having a claiming show. This could be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
A whole lot of fun. It just getting a horse in there, because in the past, people have bought them right before celebration time to show. And I'm sure that if we can get this going and we will say this though, because we had talked about it. The entry fee, when I talked to Callaway and I think said $60, which 30 of that goes to show.
Yeah.
And then from there, if you sell your horse, there'll be 5% goes to the show management. Yes. And that 5% will be used
for two charities. One of them is our legal fees. The other one is for horseplay.
Yes.
Not horse plus, horseplay. That's a therapeutic riding program, which I think is something. Matter of fact, we did a thing today where the Titans gave $8,000. I believe it was $8,000 to horseplay.
Okay.
To help the kids. It's a big deal around here and surrounding counties because we've got them from Bedford, Coffee, Franklin, Lincoln, all the surrounding counties.
Yeah. The Predators. That's what it was. The Predators.
The Predators. I said the Titans.
Mm-hmm. The Predators.
That was an echo from the back correcting me. The Predators. I don't know why. I guess because I'm a big football fan.
Yep.
Never played no hockey.
I'm gonna say you'll see a lot of these horses we showing here. You'll see a lot of them back this year.
You will. You'll see a lot of them this weekend, starting tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Or starting tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be starting tonight, starting Wednesday night. So we'll see a lot. Hey,
this horse right
that
here.
right there. Now that's another one, a 4-year-old that you better be watching.
Yeah.
I love sit back and watch these videos. I try to talk about something else, but I keep looking at the videos and how good them horses look.
Well, just like I said time before, a picture only can do so much, but when you can go back and look at that video, you can go back and watch a video from 3 years ago, and you still get excited when you watch it, especially if that horse was good.
I've looked at some from years back.
Yeah.
Just so I can see them, because some of them are just unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, the talent. One of the best videos I've ever watched. There's two of them. One of them was Robin McDonald on John F. K's Pusher.
Yeah.
Buddy, when she come out of that ring, she was just going to town. I mean, just magnificent. Heidi McWilliams, now there's three of them. Yeah. Heidi McWilliams in the rain, pouring down rain, and you can still see the grin on that lady's face. She was smiling from ear to ear. And then honors when he lapped the field as a 4-year-old.
Oh yeah.
You watch those videos, and it just, the hair stands up on the back of your neck. You say, man, these are so good.
Now, one of my favorite was the retirement of Ritz.
Yep.
When Billy Gray.
Well, I like the one from Mudslide Sim.
Yeah.
I did.
But
those are some good times and fantastic videos that you see. But one of my favorite times at the celebration is when Billy Gray and Jimmy McConnell stalked each other in a circle. And then both of them took off down the West Grandstands. I said, man, this is going to be a great video. And I turned around and looked, and my youngest son was standing there with the camera by himself with his mouth wide open. He couldn't believe what he was watching, and I didn't get a bit of it. Ain't it so? Wasn't one of them horses a while ago out of your stud?
Yeah, the one Dan Waddell showed in the 3-year class.
That's what I was thinking, that was out of your horse. I told a young lady this weekend the story of that horse, how he decided he didn't want to be put down.
Yeah.
So he got up. That's a good story you can tell your great-grandchildren.
Yes, that's right.
Zorro Jr. and Sam Martin. That's another you better watch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to tell you, there's some awfully good horses in the walking horse industry that look super good. And that right there is one of them in the amateur or open division.
Oh, yeah.
All of our victory passes from here on out will be in the contender show we do to kick off the celebration, and there's going to be some good ones in there. Going to be better and better and better. All right, I would say we're gone, but we still got a few minutes. I want to remind everybody that Let Freedom Ring starts tomorrow night in the Cooper Steel Arena, and then Friday we have the money tree. That's that big tree with all the money on it. I ain't never seen no money on no tree.
In your front yard.
I ain't seen no money on none of them trees. But that's a good one. That's put on by the ladies' auxiliary. And then Woodbury, which I forget how old Woodbury is, but it's been around a long time.
Around for a long time.
Those people up there really get into it. That's one small community that still gets into that horse show 100%. There and Cornersville.
Yeah. You know, these other two shows we had is kind of fairly new shows, and they are wonderful shows. But now that Woodbury show, been there ever since when they used to have the Bethesda. They always on that 4th of July weekend.
I can always remember them and go back. And they even, one year it rained so hard they had to move it over here to Champions Arena.
Yes.
That's how dedicated those people are.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
We're losing that in a lot of communities. Like you just said, Bethesda used to have a good one. Lynchburg used to have a fantastic show. Eagleville, super show. But
McMinnville used to have a good show.
McMinnville used to have a good show. And down in Petersburg. But we don't have those shows anymore like we used to. And we need to, I guess, light a fire under people and get some enthusiasm going. I was over in Winchester the other day, and I went out to the arena over there, and they said that it got flooded, but it could still be used. That was a great show over there. Later in the year, after the celebration, inside, but we've lost that touch.
Yeah.
We used to have them over in Murfreesboro.
I think once we get a lot of this settled that we're going through right now, Jerry, I believe a lot of shows will start showing up and popping back up.
I hope so. I mean,
I really do.
It's time the walking horse industry got credit for what they have done. And everything they've done has been on a positive note. We just need people to realize it, start supporting it, and getting back behind it. There used to be a fantastic show here in Tullahoma.
Oh, yeah.
They did it on the baseball field. But we can still do it on the baseball field. We can do it in a cow pasture.
Yeah.
It makes no difference. Wherever you want to have a horse show, you can have it. But this weekend, we're going to enjoy Let Freedom Ring, the Money Tree, and Woodbury. You're going to be at all three of them.
Yes, sir.
I figured you would.
Yes.
I may be there and get some of them fried pies up there in Woodbury, Tennessee. But, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tonight.
Be safe and be careful.
Till next week.
Working out hard every day to be the best I can. I shifted to the right, shifted to the left, hunker down low and reach high to the sky. Got my rhythm down pat, so they say. I'm looking like a winner in every way. So when I hear somebody say, what a horse, I know they're talking about me, of course. And I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. Yeah, I'm a prime example of a Tennessee walker, a high-stepping, fast-walking Tennessee talker. I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. Peace, start talking.